Hi, this is Bree at Initial Attraction, and I'm technically making this video for Meme. She has been wanting to learn how to make yogurt for a while. She's been asking me to show her how, and I make yogurt every week by the vatfuls. So, like I said, I'm making this for her, but I thought that you guys might be of interest too if yogurt is a big part of your household. So these are the tools and utensils that you're going to need in order to make yogurt. A pot with a lid, a pot without a lid, a bowl, a thermometer, a ladle, a spatula, and a whisk. Probably the most complicated thing on there that you might or might not have is the starter that's in that little jar. So every time I make yogurt, I take about that much, so just a small jar's worth of out of the yogurt that I'm making, and I put it in the jar, put it in the refrigerator, and I use it as my starter for the next batch. So if this is your first batch of yogurt, don't worry about it if you don't have starter. Just go to the store and get a very small single serving yogurt. It can be Greek yogurt, it can be regular yogurt, doesn't matter what kind, as long as it's plain and there's nothing added. So no sugar, no fruit, nothing like that. It can be full fat, 0%, whatever you want, as long as it's just plain yogurt, and that'll be your starter for your first batch. The first thing that you want to do is you want to heat up 4 cups of milk in your pot where you have a lid. You're going to heat it on medium heat, stirring frequently up to 185 degrees. 185 degrees is right about the point where it just starts to boil. So not a rolling boil, but you're just going to start seeing some soft bubbles. You want to stir frequently so you don't burn the milk. I know that you can use a double boiler to do this. It just takes a lot longer. It should take you about 10 minutes on medium heat to get up to 185 degrees if you're not using a double boiler. Once you've heated the milk up to 185 degrees, you want to remove it from the heat and put it in that second pot that's filled with cold water, because we're trying to bring the temperature down. The goal is to bring the temperature down to a point between 110 and 115 degrees. It should take anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes to get there. I do stir the milk periodically so it doesn't get that skin on top. And you want to be really vigilant about checking the temperature because you don't want it to drop below 110 degrees. If that happens, then you have to start all over and heat the milk back up again and then cool it down again. At this point in time, the yogurt is between 110 and 115 degrees. So the next thing you want to do is you want to preheat your oven to 150 degrees. And then you want to take your starter and put it in a bowl. You need at least 3 tablespoons, and obviously I have more than that, so it's not an exact science. I just wouldn't use less than 3 tablespoons. What you're going to do is you are going to take some of your warm milk and you are going to put it in with the starter and whisk it together until it's incorporated. And once that is all mixed up, you can see it's pretty smooth. Then what you want to do is take that and pour it into your larger pot of milk and whisk that together. Make sure it's all mixed together. And now you want to put the lid on your pot. You want to turn your oven off, but you want to turn your oven light on. I'm not going to show you my oven because it's 100 years old and it's filthy. But basically you're going to take this pot and you're going to put it in your oven. The actual oven is going to be off, but the oven light is going to be on because that is what's going to keep the oven warm enough for the yogurt to incubate. So you're going to put that in there and you're going to walk away and leave it for 6 to 8 hours or so, long enough to incubate, and then we'll have yogurt after that time. And this is what your final product looks like. So you can see it's solid underneath and that liquid on top, that's the whey. So you can strain the whey off if you want a thicker yogurt like Greek yogurt. The thing to keep in mind is that if you strain the whey off, your yogurt is going to have more protein, but it's going to have less calcium. So we use ours for smoothies mainly, so we like a thinner yogurt. So I just kind of, you can see how thick that is. I just kind of mix it up and make it into a smooth, glossy yogurt. And this will thicken up a little bit more after you refrigerate it. This is actually fairly warm yogurt, just pulled out of the oven. Like I said, you can strain it to make it thicker, to make a Greek yogurt, or you can even strain it. You can take as much of the whey out as possible, and you can even make it into almost like a spreadable cheese. And we add herbs to that and put it on crackers and things like that.
keep the whey though. If you strain it off, you can use that for baking in pancakes and things like that. But this is how you make yogurt.